Hello students, welcome to Sarat Chandra IAS Academy. My name is Srikanth. I am history faculty in Sarat Chandra IAS Academy. Today we are going to discuss about a modern Indian very potential topic for the UPSC Prelims, which is known as revenue settlements. The revenue settlements. Okay. So Britishers implemented different revenue settlements in India, which is not uniform throughout India. According to their needs, they implemented different types of revenue settlements, which are majorly classified into three types. First one is permanent settlement. Next one is Ryotwari Settlement. And the third one is Mahalwari Settlement. These are majorly the revenue settlements are categorized into three types. First one is permanent settlement, next one is Ryotwari Settlement, and the last one is Mahalwari Settlement. As this session is exclusively for the prelims perspective, so all these things we are discussing in a glimpse in a single platform. Divided into 7 columns, the serial number and the revenue settlement. And the third one is in which year the particular revenue settlement is implemented. And the third one is which are the areas. What are the areas covered under the particular revenue settlement. And the next one is percentage of British India. Percentage of BA means British India. And the next one is who invented, who is the author of this particular revenue settlement. Who is the author about the particular revenue settlements. And the last one is Governor General of India. Who is the Governor General? Okay? So, completely the three revenue settlements we are going to discuss in a single platform. So regarding the settlements, the serial number and the revenue, what is the type of the settlement, and the next one is in which year that particular revenue settlement is implemented. Okay, the next one is areas. What are the areas covered under this particular revenue settlement? And the next one is percentage of British India. In the British India, the revenue settlement is covering how much percentage of the area. And the next one is the author, who devised that particular revenue settlement. And the last one, who is the Governor General who implemented that particular revenue settlement. Okay, so the first one is, the first revenue settlement implemented by the British India is permanent settlement. As I told you just now, the permanent settlement, which is also known as Jamindari Settlement. Which is also known as Jamindari Settlement. Which is also known as the official name Istiye Marari. Istiye Marari, which is actually a Hindu word, which is derived from the Persian word. The Istiye Marari literally means permanent, perpetual. Okay, so permanent settlement, also known as Jamindari Settlement, and next one is Istiye Marari. In the year which is implemented in the year 1793. In the 1793, the revenue settlement known as permanent settlement is introduced. And which areas it is implemented? It is implemented in the areas of Bihar, Bengal, Orissa, next one, northern part of Karnataka, and Varanasi regions. These are the major areas which covered under the permanent revenue settlement. It covers almost 19% of the British India. And the author includes who is the person who devised this particular revenue settlement is Sir John Shore. Sir John Shore is the person who invented this particular revenue settlement. And the Governor General who implemented this revenue settlement is Lord Cornwallis. Lord Cornwallis implemented this particular revenue settlements. And the next one, the next revenue settlement is, the second one is Ryotwari Settlement. Ryotwari Settlements. It is implemented in the year, introduced in the year 1820. And next thing is, these are the areas covered under, I mean to say, Bombay and Madras presidencies. Bombay and Madras presidencies. And next thing is Coorg, which is located in Karnataka. And next one is Assam regions. Assam regions. So these are the areas covered under the Ryotwari settlements. And the percentage of British area, this is the largest area covered under this in the British India. That is almost 52% of the British India. This is the largest revenue settlements. Okay. Next one, Sir John Shore is implemented the permanent settlement. The person who implemented this Ryotwari settlement is first one, Captain Alexander Reed. Captain Alexander Reed. The next person is Thomas Munro. Actually, Captain Alexander Reed for the first time implemented this policy as an experimental basis. Thomas Munro, who worked as the Madras governor, implemented this first system in a practical manner. Okay, he is just experimental phase. He implemented this policy, introduced this policy, and Thomas Munro from the ground level, he implemented when he was working as the Madras governor. He implemented the system. Okay, and next one. Who is the Governor General during this time is Lord Hastings. Lord Hastings. Lord Hastings is the Governor General. And the last revenue settlement is the third one, known as Mahalwari Settlement. Mahalwari Settlement. This is introduced in the year 1833. And the areas which are covered under the, the Mahalwari settlement is Agra province, Central province, Agra province, next one is Central province, and the next one is Punjab province, Punjab province of India, as well as northwestern part of India, northwestern part of India. So these are the areas covered under the Mahalwari settlement: Agra province, Central province, Punjab province, and the last one is northwestern part of India, as well as the frontier provinces in the northwest provinces also implemented under the Mahalwari settlement. And this is covered under almost 29% of the British India. Okay, and the person who introduced this policy in these areas is Holt Mackenzie. Holt Mackenzie is introduced this Mahalwari settlement in these areas. And Governor General during this time is Lord William Bentinck. Lord William Bentinck is the person, Governor General, during the Mahalwari settlement introduced in that particular year. Okay, so these are the three major revenue settlements implemented by the Britishers according to their needs for their convenient commercial exploitation of Indians. There are three revenue settlements introduced by the Britishers. So the first one, including the years, you have to remember, especially the chronology, and especially chronology with respect to the percentage of the British India, which is the lowest to highest, and the Governor General sequence. And next thing is, even including the years also you have to remember, because the Prelims is especially more factual with respect to the history. So that is what, so I will repeat once again so that it will get somewhat clarity in your minds. So the first one is, the first settlement is Permanent settlement, which is also known as Zamindar settlement. It is known as Istiya Marari, nothing but it is an Hindi word derived from the Persian word which means perpetual, permanent. Introduced in the year 1793 in the areas of Bengal, Bihar, Orissa, northern part of Karnataka and Varanasi regions. It covers 19% of the British India, and it is introduced by Sir John Shore. And the Governor General during this time is Lord Cornwallis. And the next revenue settlement is Ryotwari Settlement, introduced in the year 1820 in the areas of Bombay province and Bombay Presidency, Madras Presidency, and the Coorg region of Karnataka and Assam region of Northeast India. It covers the largest area, 52% of the British India it covers. And the Captain Alexander Reed is the first person who implemented this policy as an experimental basis. But in a major way, Thomas Munro has taken up this initiative in the Madras province when he was working as a Madras governor. And during this time, the Governor General is Lord Hastings, is the Governor General. And next thing is, the last revenue settlement is Mahalwari Settlement in the year 1833. And the areas which covers is Agra province, Central province, Punjab province, North-Western province of India, as well as the North-West frontier region as well covers under the Mahalwari system. It covers the 29% of the British area, and Holt Mackenzie is the person who devised this revenue settlement. And the Governor General is Lord William Bentinck, is the person, is the Governor General who introduced the Mahalwari settlement. So why it is called as permanent settlement is, why it is called as Ryotwari settlement is, there is a meaning for it. The permanent, why it is called as permanent settlement is, for this, the land revenue settlement, the land revenue collection rights given to the Jamindar for the 10 years, for the decennial years. Okay, for the 10 long years, the land revenue collection was given to the Jamindars, who is designated as the owner of the land. He given the land property rights to the Jamindar, and he given the rights to collection of the revenue from the peasants up to 10 years. So such a long period is given, hence it is called as permanent settlement. Then why it is called as Jamindari settlement? Jamindar will pay the revenue to the British. There is no connection between the peasants' rights and to the Britishers. Jamindar will pay the tax revenue to the Britishers, and the Britishers do not having any connection with the peasants. Hence this is called as Jamindari settlements. And next thing is, permanent. I mean to say the Istiya Marathi is nothing but this is the Hindi word derived from the Persian word, which is nothing but the permanent settlement only. Okay. And the next thing is Ryotwari settlement. Why it is called Ryotwari settlement? The persons who are actually having the patta. Patta is nothing but giving the land deed, giving the ownership rights to the farmers is nothing but the patta. So why the Britishers are introduced to the Ryotwari system? What is the need to introduction of the Ryotwari system is, for example, I mean to say Britishers when they dire need of money for the war purpose or for etc. These are the land revenue collection rights given to the Jamindar for 10 years. All of a sudden Britishers direly need of money for a war purpose and all. So they need direct lands under their control. And that is the reason for the regular imposition of the taxes, to enhance the taxes. Some lands direct should be under their control. And that is the reason Ryotwari settlements introduced in the areas. Why in these areas only Ryotwari settlement is introduced is, these areas are free from Jamindars. And these areas are actually, the farmers are maximum covered with the patta system. The land ownership rights were given by the Mughal times. Aurangzeb literally worked as the governor of Deccan, that is almost covering the regions of Madras as well as the Bombay. So that is covered under the Deccan. So Aurangzeb, when he was, prince, when he was under the prince of Shah Jahan, so Aurangzeb literally worked as the governor of Deccan for 15 years. In that 15 years, he implemented this Ryotwari system in a normal way, because he already given the property rights to the peasants with the issuing of patta. So the already ownership rights are there. So the owners, the rights will pay direct tax to the Britishers. Hence it is called the Ryotwari system. The rights who are possessing the patta will pay the direct tax to the land revenue to the Britishers. Hence it is called as Ryotwari system. Then Mahalwari system. In this Mahalwari system it is actually the amalgamation of permanent settlement as well as the Ryotwari settlement, where every village is considered as a mahal, and the rights will pay the tax to a village committee. Every village is considered as a mahal. For that mahal, which is headed by the village committee, rights will pay the tax to the village committees, and the village committees will pay the tax to the Britishers. So Britishers do not have any connection to the farmers, peasants. Hence it is the feature of the Jamindari settlements. Then what is the feature of the Ryotwari settlement? The person who is paying the tax directly to the village committees, even though he do not having the patta system, the ownership rights, after paying certain period of, after paying land tax for certain period of years, the village committee will issue the patta. So he will get the ownership rights. So that is what the Mahalwari system possessing the features of the Ryotwari as well as the permanent settlement features. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, but what is the system before 1793? What is the system before 1793? Because I told you this is the first revenue system implemented by the British. But you all know from 1772, where the Britishers completely taken Bengal under their control. Completely took Bengal for administration. for administration, right? Okay, from 1772, when the Warren Hastings became the governor of Bengal, he abolished the diarchy, which is introduced by the Robert Clive. Okay, so after abolishing diarchy is nothing but even the revenue system, even the collection of taxes, revenue, everything, including the land order, everything, the Bengal was took directly under the control of the British. Then what is the system is implemented between the 1772 to 1793? This is what the question. From 1772 to 1790, because I told you from 1793, the first revenue settlement known as permanent settlement is introduced. Then what is the system revenue settlement is there before 1793 in between 1772? The system is known as Vijayawada system. In these years, we need to say the system is Vijayawada system. Vijayawada system, which is implemented by Warren Hastings. Vijayawada system implemented by Warren Hastings from 1772. Okay, so this Vijayawada system implemented by the Warren Hastings, this is the first land tenure system implemented by the British in India. This is the first land tenure system implemented by the British in India. That is known as Vijayawada system. Implemented by Warren Hastings in the year 1772. So from 1772 to 1793, Vijayawada system was implemented by the British, which is introduced by the Warren Hastings in 1772. This is the first land tenure system. What is Vijayawada system? It is nothing but the land revenue rights given to the highest bidder for certain period. In auction, what does it mean is, so the Britishers allow the auction and the highest bidder will get the revenue rights. He will pay the tax to the, the Zamindar, the land revenue rights will go to the highest bidder who quoted highest money, highest bidder. In that auction, the highest bidder will get the land revenue rights. And this is given for a certain period only. As it is a hectic process for every, for 2-3 years you have to conduct the auction. And the burdening will be on the government officials, and there is so much chances for the syndicate between the Zamindars. And next thing is, there is the more important thing is corruption with respect to the officials of the British. So in order to eliminate such a kind of syndicating kind of things within the Zamindars, as well as the the corruption kind of things and the regular auctioning of things, eliminating this, the Britishers abolished the Vijayawada system. In the 1793, the revenue settlement was introduced in Bengal. Okay, so this is the very potential area with respect to the prelims. Everything is required is you have to, about the revenue settlement is, you have to be perfect in each and everything, including the years as well. Very, very potential area for the examiner, especially in the prelims of UPSC. Okay, thank you.